glory and all praises to the Most High Yah. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is True Justice One. I'd like to give shout out to everybody out there that are going to be or have listened to my little series here on Revelations. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on that first video was kind of like an opening. And this video, I'm gonna start going into the actual trumpets, and it's important for you to know this because uh, there's a lot of doctrines out there that'll teach that Revelations is like a metaphor, and which it's not. It's a prophecy about what's going to be happening in the future, and it's also good to memorize this because if it's happening in order and that's going to prove to yourself, it increases your faith as it's going down. I mean, you already know. I mean, you already know, but to see that go down, you can use that. You can tell other people, see, hey, look, the prophecies are going down. We've been telling you for years, about these prophecies, these cataclysms, the mark of the beast. We've been telling you guys about all this stuff, and it's all a warning. It's all to let humans know, hey, the creator's coming, judgment's coming. It's not what you thought. You got people out here like they have plans, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years, trying to plan the future when that's not even the reality that's going to be happening here. People will tell you that in 2028 or 29, there's a big asteroid coming here. So that's going to cause a lot of devastation. I mean, no matter how you cut it, it's going down. And by memorizing, though, the seven trumpets, you as it's happening, you'll be able to, in your mind, you already know what's going to happen next. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go over the trumpets distinctly. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with like the first, reading the first four trumpets on this video, and then on the rest, I'll make on probably the next video. I'll probably make a couple videos because the seventh trumpet is just a lot of stuff in it. So I'll probably make a singular video for that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. All right, so you have actually, let me go over the seven trumpets. Like I said, I just want to get in your mind so you can get it memorized, and so that you know what happens when it happens. The first trumpet, there's going to be hell of meteors and comets or whatnot, and a shower of them. Okay, in the second trumpet, there's going to be a mountain-sized comet that hits the earth. In the third trumpet, there's going to be a bright comet that also, or meteor or whatever, hits the earth. On the fourth, you'll have the sun and the moon and the stars being smitten. Okay, so on the fifth, you have the first beast falls from heaven and opens the bottomless pit. Okay, the first beast opens the bottomless pit. Okay, on the sixth trumpet, a third man dies. The two witnesses are killed by the first beast. Okay, and then on the seventh trump, you have the mark of the beast being implemented by, of course, the first beast, and you have the people that the people that resist the mark of the beast. Okay, they either end up getting brung up like a type of rapture type of deal, or they are martyred. Okay, so you're gonna have some that are martyred. You're gonna have some that are raptured, taken up. Okay, so this is just how it's written. This is if you're a metaphor believer, just at least hear me out. This is what it would be if it was literal. So just hear me out. Okay, just listen. Okay, because it makes Revelations make a lot more sense. Make a lot more sense. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do the first trumpet. The first trumpet says, it's on Revelation chapter 8, verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up. All right, so this is the first trumpet, okay? And it's like I said, it's like a meteor shower. It's like, just a whole bunch of meteors. And the thing about meteors, I just wanted to show you guys real quick about how they look, So if it happens, you kind of get an idea of what you're looking for. And, it's really bright. You'll notice thousands, if not, hundreds of thousands of these things falling from the earth. I mean, you would notice. And this is and you got to remember, like I said, this is the first trumpet. The first trumpet is saying a meteor shower, or comets or whatnot, meteors. But it's going to be a shower of them, and they're going to be like this bright. So you get an idea of, that will just look very supernatural. It'll be a big event that no one would miss. You've seen a whole bunch of these things just coming down. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, wouldn't miss a shower of comments. Let's go ahead and go to the second trump. All right. And the chapter 8, verse 8 in Revelations, and the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. Okay, so this hits the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. All right. Um, uh, and the third part of the creatures which were in this sea um, and had life had died. Uh, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. Okay, so you basically have this mountain. Okay, this mountain-sized comet on the second trump, okay, on the second trump, just coming towards the earth, right? And it hits the earth, it hits the sea, right? That's what it says, that's what it specifically says, okay? And the third part of the creatures, okay, because this is a result of that hitting the sea, and the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed, okay, obviously by reason of this mountain-sized comet that hits, you know, the earth in the second trump. Okay, so let's move on to the third. Okay, so the third trump, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. All right, so this also hits liquid. This also hits waters. Okay, it says fountains, and I always say this is. I say this. I'm gonna say it's the Pacific Ocean because it says the fountains of the waters, and I guess that's where we get the fresh water from. So it's from like the northern part of the Pacifics. So you know, that's just an idea. You know, it's a pretty good, I guess, I think, because it says, like I said, the third part, the second angel sounded, and as it were burning a great mountain with fire was cast into the sea. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. And the third part, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of water. So it doesn't say like any land mass. So this one also hits, you know, rivers and lakes, and so that's that's the third cataclysm. Okay, so we have, all right, the first trump, all right, with the shower. Okay, and then we got the second trump with the mountain-sized comet. All right, and then we got the third trump hitting the fountains of the earth and the river. Right. All right, so you got to memorize this because if it happens, you're going to know exactly what happened. You're like, okay, we've seen a shower. All right, we've seen the first one hit. There's going to be a second one hit for the believers that know. The second one's going to hit. Boom. All right. So let me read the rest of this though. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of the waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Okay, so I guess it could be a radiation because of that, you know, because it says the men died because the waters were bitter. Obviously by reason of this hitting, this great star hitting the earth. Okay, so yeah, man, if it's shining, I'm sure, you know, and it hits the earth, you know, I'm sure it has a whole bunch of like, you know, um, it's probably made up of a whole bunch of like matter, you know, that's you know, really solid matter of some sort, you know, and who knows what that's coming with, you know, if it's coming from space, you know, could have like a lot of radiation. I'm not sure, but it says the waters are bitter, and then people start dying because of the water. So, you know, I can imagine that happening, you know, and it's not far-fetched, you know, and these are just signs. So these are all lined up. If these things happen in order, then you know exactly what's going to happen next. All right. And that's the whole point of you, you know, memorizing this. Okay. So, and we're going to move on to the fourth. And the fourth angel sounded, and a third part of the sun was smitten, third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shall not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Okay, so I'm gonna break this down. Okay, um, it's kind of like optional on how you want to see it. I'm just going to tell you how I see it and how I break it down, but there's only so many ways you can break it down. All right. So, and the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten. So, like I said, in my first video, I was saying, all these cataclysms with the shower and the first comet and the second comet, these first three trumps. I mean, just think about this. Okay, before even the shower comes, there's some kind of like, um, um, planetary a bunch of planets or asteroids or whatever coming this way. It's coming this way. All right, if all these things are going to happen, I mean, logically you would think that, right? And yeah, and the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten. So obviously, what's ever in this, you know, group some of this stuff hits the sun, some of this stuff hits the moon, some of this stuff hits the earth. Okay. And talking about them chinas, you know what I'm saying, the Aztec, prophecies, and a lot of people say, oh, the Mayan, all that already passed, but that's assuming that the white people translated the numbers correctly, and because they said the calendar is basically it's just like endless. So the red and blue China, the red and the red and the blue China. It's just a Mayan prophecy, and it's just talking about some kind of group of spatial anomalies of like planets and asteroids and comets or whatever, and meteors, just tearing stuff up, And I think this comes around every so often, just like Halley's Comet come out every so often. The Most High probably divinely made this come, hit the Earth every so often, So who knows, scientists in NASA will tell you, man, space is very unpredictable, and the telescopes only can see so many parts of space, and they only can see so far, and the visual, they only can see things that come in at a certain point, So if it's so big and the trajectory is already, headed towards Earth, there's nothing they can do to, move its trajectory, no matter what they say. Okay. Scientists will start rolling their eyes if you tell them, okay, there's a dead sun, right? A dead sun, a dark sun, a dead sun speeding this way on a trajectory toward Earth. Ask them if there's any scientific, anything we could do to move it out of the way if it came into our sight late, which it will be coming into our sight late, because we don't have the technology to look through dark. Okay. No matter what anybody tries to tell you. Okay. So the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, the third part of the moon. Okay. The third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. Okay, so let's go over that. The third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. Okay, so you can take this as when comets hit the earth, like we read in the first and second Trump, and the meteor showers, all that stuff hitting the earth, there's going to be a cloud plume. Okay, there's going to be a humongous cloud, and it's so you can see it this way, as in the third part of the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. So at nighttime, if you can't see a third part of the stars from Earth, it's because a third part of the sky is basically covered with this cloud. Okay, so you can see it this way, and the third. And the days show not for a third part of it, because like I said, there's only so many ways you can break this down. And the day show not for a third part of it. So if there's this big giant plume that covers 1/3 of the earth, hey, the day's not going to show for a third part of it, okay, of the earth, all right? And the night likewise, okay? So yeah, you're not going to see night. You're not going to see stars. It's going to be covered by this big plume. This big 1/3 of the earth is going to be covered by this big cloud. You can see it that way. Now, or you can see it this other way, all right? This is just, okay, like I said, the whole point is just to wake you up. The whole point is the order of these cataclysms. You're watching each trumpet hit. You're predicting the next one. That's the whole point of this. But anyways, and the third part of the stars, and third part of stars, and third part of them was darkened, and the day showed not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Okay. Now this is going to be a more of a outside idea, okay? But just hear me out here, okay? It says, and a day show not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Okay, so you can say that since the comets hit the earth, since you had two comets, you had a meteor shower and then one comet hit and then another one hit, you can say the earth sped up. You can say the earth is now literally spinning faster, and day and night are coming faster, and that could also be what this is saying. And the day show not for a third part of it, because the day's been shortened, and the night likewise, because the night was shortened. You can see it that way. And the third part of the stars and third part of the moon was darkened. Okay, and you could break that down separately, and you could say third part of the stars and the third part of them was darkened. And there could be some atmospheric explosion, we don't know, in deep space that's going on, that's a part that initiates everything. We don't know, like some deep space center M80 or whatever that just goes off and just starts all these cataclysms, and then some humongous quasar, we don't know, or maybe the black hole or something, the center of the black, we don't know, something crazy just happens in deep space. So this can be broken down that way, So there's a couple ways you could break that verse down, but you're not going to tell me that you're going to be able to break this down metaphorically when I can break this down in a literal way. So I challenge people. I was like, you only can break this down. This can only mean so many things. This is the way it is written. You open up Revelations, just ask your average stranger to open up Revelations and try to understand it. They're going to be like, hell no, I don't understand anything. So there's only so many things that this can mean, or it's just a bunch of jibber jabber, which it's not. It's a revealing. You have to study it, and you have to be trying to follow these laws. You have to be in forgiveness. You have to be in grace. You have to be studying. You have to, let that ruach push you to do the learning. Okay. I believe that, you know, sidebar that, you gotta be following the laws. You gotta be following the 10 Commandments. You can't kill, you can't steal, you can't be lying. Okay. And you got to, recognize your sacrifice, because their sacrifice forgives you for your sins so that you can continue on, because sinning, you're supposed to die after you sin. But we were given lambs in the past to sacrifice so we could continue the next day and try to be perfect and try to strive for that non-sinning. Okay. And the same thing with Yahushua, just same thing with the Creator's Son, known as Jesus. The same thing with him. Okay. So he's just here. We're to follow these laws, and he's just here for, just like in the old days, like when you mess up, that's what his sacrifice was for. Okay. So you could try again tomorrow, and you could try again to not sin by following these laws and becoming perfect. Okay. Like the Most High is perfect. Okay. So yeah, for that salvation, you got to be following these laws. For that salvation, you got to utilize your sacrifice so you can continue to follow laws. All right. And you got to know prophecy. You got to know future prophecy. That's also important. Okay. So you can know, so you can prophesy, so you can tell other people what's going on, so they're not running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Okay. You got to be able to preach and prophesy to people. You got to be able to tell them the truth. You got to be able to show them what's happening, so they're not freaking out. If there's this guy in the crowd telling everybody what's going to happen next, obviously something's going on, right? So yeah, man, we got to study these laws. We got to know our sacrifices, and and utilize them, and we got to also be able to know these prophecies. Okay, so all this is important. All this is stuff that we should be studying. Okay, my next lesson is on my next video. I'm gonna be going into the fifth trumpet, and that's the first beast. Okay, that's another something that's headed towards the earth, like an asteroid or a meteor or comet or whatnot, but it's not, it's an actual person. Okay, so that's going to be important to go over. It has to be revealed, it has to be taught with clarity, and that'll be my next video. And like you could see, like it's just bright, but it can be a man. It's saying it's a man, and it's gonna land, it's gonna hit earth, but there's probably gonna be no sound, because he's probably gonna land on his feet. We don't know what's going on, but we know that it's possible for light entities. This is a possible thing for a light entity to be shot down from heaven and to land on earth. We've seen videos of things like this. So again, this is not something far-fetched. It's something that, like in a combination of things happening, and we see this happening, we know this something's going on. So I just want to leave you, all glory to the Most High, all praises to the Most High, to our Father. And I just want to leave you guys with a video showing you, the possibilities, setting me up for my next video of something like this, something, the next trumpet that I'm going to show you, a man landing on earth and opening this pit, and he's gonna have to be in some form, and I want to show you that form, and that it's possible, and that we've seen things like this happen here on earth already, or entities like this already. So it's not far-fetched, and you're gonna have an idea of the next video on my next trumpet, on this trumpet right here, and what it's probably gonna look like. All right, so I'm gonna see you guys later. All right, talk to you later.
It's something I never wanna say. I stand my ground. I need to be who I'm meant to be. Yeah, I don't see it any other way. I know I gotta keep the faith. I never wanna look back and wish I could have been. I'm never gonna regret the hours I've been putting in. So take a chance on faith. Your mind's a boundless place. So take a chance, a chance on faith. So take a chance, take a chance on faith. So take a chance. I never wanna look back. Take a chance, take a chance on faith. So take a chance, take a chance on faith.